These not quite human entities, they were shamans or medicine people who used their powers to hurt others. So now they take forms of like coyotes, owls, wolves, foxes to hunt the living at Joshua Tree National Park. They've terrorized campers.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they claim to hear cries of wildlife or injured children before feeling claws and teeth sink into them. So it's just, people getting fucked with, I think.
That is fucking weird.
Yeah, those are ancient stories that you just don't want to fuck with. Not at all.
Yeah. So stay safe and only travel around Joshua Tree National
Don't run into the forest at night when the
numbers.
paramedics are trying to help you out.
Into the forest?
Into the desert.
Into the desert forest.
The desert forest.
The desert forest.
Yeah. So anyways, I stayed up to watch the NASA Mars test launch, and which was a shit show because it lasted 4 seconds. So I literally stayed up all night to watch this launch, and it was like 4 seconds. Regardless to say we were upset.
How was it?
It was awful.
Nice.
It was like watching a match burn out. Like, that's how quick it was.
How long did you expect it to be?
Like, you remember the SpaceX one that was recently? I mean, that was what, like 15 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that? Like, this was a matter of seconds. It was really disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like the one we saw here that flew over us. Like
on the
a few
west
months ago.
side?
On the west side. Yeah, that one lasted forever and it freaked everybody out. So we just talked about it, but yeah.
Yeah, we talked about morons on Snapchat. But Joshua's Tree is dope. We went to that abandoned mine. David, we visited an abandoned mine, and it was apparently a failed mine. Like, the people who wanted to mine
Strike it rich.
Yeah, strike it rich, basically, in the middle of, I don't know why they picked Joshua Tree, but they decided to pick Joshua Tree, and they found nothing. So they abandoned the mine, and it's closed off, and there's still live explosives in it, apparently. So don't go in there if you ever visit.
Yeah, you won't find anything nice, at least. That's for sure.
And you might get trapped underground and become a crab people.
You know what? Go ahead, David. Go ahead and go in the Joshua Tree. The abandoned mine.
Yeah, but I mean, how did you guys like that hike?
It was
funny
interesting
because you
Steph
guys
could
were
not keep
lagging
up.
ass.
It was Steph.
I mean, you say that
It was
now.
Little Miss Health Expert. Couldn't keep up with the hike.
Well, let's describe the trail a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
trail is composed of rocks and sand, and some of the sand is actually pretty soft and actually drags my feet down. And so every step I took, I felt like I was just sinking into the sand, and it felt like 10 more pounds were added to each
It's
leg.
like when you go running on the beach, it's not easy, right? Like, but worse though. Like, that's,
I
feel like that
say,
trail was worse than running on sand.
I would still. Did you say that trail was worse than running on sand? Because it was sand.
Joshua Tree sand.
It is Joshua.
Beach sand.
Well, I would say that beach sand is probably a little bit harder to walk/run on than the Joshua Tree. It's just that the heat was pounding. It's relentless. The desert never ends.
That was sick, by the way. It was really nice up there.
Yeah.
And I packed a little half Gatorade, half whiskey, which was surprisingly not thirst quenching.
Oh, geez, I wonder why.
It was a little eye-opening considering, we need to be in better shape. Yeah.
Maybe
bit.
you on that. Yeah, that was bad.
It was fun, though. I mean, how long would you say the trail was?
The trail
From the Cottonwood
2 miles, right?
area.
It was
solid
2.4.
mile.
It was 2.4 miles, and it was a loop up to what was it, Mastodon Peak?
Oh, David, that was dope. They had like a little peak that I guess like 30 years ago they stopped maintaining the trail, so it's a bunch of rocks. So you have to literally like climb up around it on rocks to get to the top. And this guy took a pretty badass picture. I think I was in it.
You were, man.
That's why it was badass, by the way.
It was dope. Yeah, no, it was a good view of a lot. I took a panoramic picture, and you were just there scratching your ass. I was really hoping you wouldn't be in the picture, but you couldn't help yourself.
I was tired as fuck, man.
Yeah, we all were.
Yeah, and we went back for those hobo dinners.
The hobo dinners. Describe these hobo dinners.
So I was trying to figure out the best way to pack food. I was trying to figure out the best way to pack food without making a huge mess or without needing to cook. So if you ever go camping, you can do a variation of this. I sliced up a bunch, I chopped up a bunch of onions, and I sliced some potatoes really thin, as thin as I could anyways. And I mixed together 3 pounds of beef and 1 pound of sausage, Italian sausage. And what I did was I put a bed of onions with a bed of those sliced potatoes on top. I cut a corn in half and put it on the side. And I've made about, third pound burgers, quarter pound burgers. The patty.
They were big. They were huge. A handful of meat.
I would say they might have been
in your aluminum foil.
Half a pound of burger. Somewhere a quart. Yeah, somewhere third. Yeah.
Hobo dinners, everybody.
Now. So basically, I put that on the bed, and then I made a patty, and I put it on top, and then I wrapped the foil. Then I flipped the foil again. Then I wrapped it again so it would be super covered, and we just threw that shit on the grill. And you can eat out of the foil too, and it was literally no mess. So it was pretty badass.
What type of potatoes did you use?
I used russet potatoes.
Russet,
Is that how you pronounce it?
I don't know.
Russet.
Is it?
Russet?
No, it's russet.
Russet?
Yes. Russet.
Is there a reason why your pronunciation sounds lame?
No.
Okay, just checking. I always thought they were called russet.
I am shocked and appalled.
I mean, I thought they were called russet.
Russet? No, they're just russet.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. I was trying to be fancy, David. They just shit all over it, dude.
You shat all over it.
Do these potatoes come from France?
France?
No, they don't.
David, don't you have a great potato joke, by the way?
I want to hear it.
Let's hear it.
I mean, last time, yeah.
I do have one, actually.
Let's hear it.
But it's not mine, to be fair and take credit. But it is a funny-ass joke. The first French fries were not made in France. They were made in Greece.
Thanks, David.
Oh, man.
Hey, man, you going to be a little edgy with those sound clips over there or what?
A little golf clap there for it.
Well, there we go.
Yeah. So,
So Joshua Tree, David, visit it someday, and watch out for those camp raiders or whatever the
camp
fuck those guys
yes, foo, camp raiders.
You almost slipped up. I heard you.
Yeah.
Don't
Anywho,
do that again.
So, and go. So, can we finally talk about this weed blog that you insisted we hear about at the beginning of the show?
Well, I didn't insist. I remember mentioning it, and you getting a raging hard boner, saying you wanted to add it as a segment. So if that's me insisting, man, then yes, I insist.
Cool. So, are we going to talk about it?
We were in the middle of it. You didn't hear me open with the weed blog joke?
No.
Billy has 4 joints, and he smokes 2. What does he have? Happiness?
Oh, yeah, that wasn't that funny.
That was just to segue into the thing here.
Smoke weed every day.
That's right.
Cool. Anyways,
yeah, so tell us more about this blog.
Yeah, it's just stuff going down with weed recently. Stuff in the news. Smoking pot yourself, if you call it pot. I believe we discussed a top 10 list of names for pot that no one in the world uses for a pot.
What was number 1 again?
It was ridiculous or something. Look that up real quick while we discuss a little. But anyways, getting back to the weed blog, it's just an update because we're in California, so it's recreational now. But
your weed adventures on a daily basis,
yeah,
just chronicled on a podcast.
Exactly.
It's
a shame because I just let my license expire.
Why is that?
And my favorite place I go to, they don't accept non-licensed patients.
Why'd you let it expire then? If it's your favorite place to go,
I don't know, dude. I
Well, the name of the one that we're talking about, which nobody uses, is Art Supplies.
Yeah, what's that all about?
Wait, so Steph, when you and Christine paint and you get the art supplies, you guys are getting fucked up.
Fucked up.
Yes.
Art supplies.
Art supplies.
Art supplies. I can't believe that's a fucking.
I've
code
never heard
name.
anybody ever use that. Is this from like the UK or something?
One of them was
Something
called
that
The
they use?
Stuff, right?
No, it's written by Brittany Sanger. I don't know if she's from the UK. It doesn't seem to be. And the article is from herb.co. What is that?
Herb.co.
Let's just, I mean,
Herb.co.
Herb.co.
I think it's in New York,
.com.
actually.
.org.
Possibly.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know. You guys can look it up.
/weed.
So give that to me in a sentence. Like, how would you use that in a sentence? Oh, I'm smoking art supplies.
No, you want to be like, I want to be like, hey, Jose, let's go grab those art supplies in the garage.
Yeah. And what, like
That
paint?
you know what? That sounded really creepy coming from you. Hey, let's go get that some art supplies from the garage.
Well, listen, don't project your fantasies on me here, Steph. Or I guess you could say, well, me and my dad, me and my dad used to go buy weed together, which is oddly as cool as that sounds. We would go, and it's not like we could announce in front of the family, like, "Bye everyone, we're gonna go buy weed." He would be like,
We're going to go get some drugs.
yeah, exactly. He'd be like, "Let's go on a bonsai run for bonsai trees." It's pretty clever, right? That's some 70s shit right there, dude. Bonsai run.
Ah, the 70s.
And then I gave it the classic nickname Tweed.
Right. Like a tweed
Yeah,
jacket.
like a tweed jacket. I got that idea from The Office. Everyone's favorite show to binge watch, by the way.
It's a good show.
It's a great show. I must have binge watched it 30 times each episode. Like
At least.
like it's fantastic.
Yeah, you just have it playing all the time, man. It's kind of annoying.
Not lately. Actually, you know when I put it on now? When I need to go to sleep.
Okay.
That's how good of a show it is.
You're really selling it now.
I mean, everyone knows what The Office. If you don't know what the fuck The Office is, dude, you can get out.
You can get out.
Yeah, but they're they're doing a reboot of not a reboot, but they're doing like
Another Office?
Yeah, another Office. The only person they haven't invited is Jenna Fisher.
Really? What is she going to be? Just another salesman?
Well, you remember
Or is she the VP of sales now?
Well, wait. Hold on, let me stop you there. Do you remember what she was at the end of?
Was she not in sales?
No.
What was she at the end?
So the second to last season, not even actually sooner than that, she is like, I suck at sales. So she just conned her way into being the office manager. Yeah, like she told like the Sabre company that took over, oh, by the way, this change happened right before you guys came in, and I'm the office manager. And then like they called her out on it, and she was just like, I guess she like confronted someone about it and was like, that's how it is. And then she was like, do you have a problem with that? And the guy was like, no. And when she was walking out, he's like, can I get a little nameplate that says Gabe? And she's like, absolutely. Yeah. So she became the office manager. And at the end of the series, Jim, you remember this, right? Jim was trying to, John Krasinski, his character Jim, was trying to start a sports company. So he started working part-time at Dunder Mifflin. And eventually he left Dunder Mifflin, and Pam was being a total bitch the whole time about it.
Really?
No, like seriously, like even like it's funny. The last episode of The Office is like 1 year into the future, and like they were meeting for a special because. Do you remember the twist to the end of that series? Do you guys remember that?
What was the twist?
Have you watched The Office, David? Do you remember the twist to the end of the series? Like the last 4 episodes, like on the 4th from the last one, the producers of the show were like, hey, by the way, we've been recording you guys all the time, not these 10-minute segments here and there.
Okay.
And they were all like fucking creeped out. And and then like they posted a clip saying coming to you soon, The Office, and it was basically the show.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was like, holy shit, like we're on this show called The Office. And then that was like the second to last episode, and the last episode they flash forward to the future. Like a year
crazy.
to the future, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that part.
So in that transition, Pam was being like a super bitch to Jim.
Uh huh.
But Jim was kind of, I don't know. I always thought Jim was a stand-up